Oops. Let's see, how do I fix this? Hello everybody! Welcome to another Zero Streams. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Give me a sec while I try to fix the size of the window here. As you can see, I've got a bit of a new thing going on today. There we go. It's getting, oop, a little too much. About 260, 250. What? 50. I have borrowed a camera from a friend of mine who has graciously lent it to me, and I'm going to be trying to use this setup for Inktober. So as you all know, next month we have a bit of a tradition, I guess you can say, oops, where everyone kind of draws in ink for a whole month, and it's a lot of fun. Hold on. There we go. And I haven't really been doing much planning. There we go. This month I didn't really give myself much time on thinking through the prompts and stuff. So I thought what we'd do today is we'd kind of go through the prompts and oops, that's too much. I think that will do. Yo, Gavin! Gavin! Thanks for coming to the stream. Alright, let's get this party started. I think I have everything I need. I think the size of the window is good now. Sorry if it wobbles a little. Not a lot of planning. Oh, so me then. Yeah. Right? I'm just kind of jumping into it this year. Sorry if the camera wobbles a little. It's not very well attached. I got myself a little bit of a crane to hold it up over my head, but you know, it's if it falls and kills me, we'll just have to call off the rest of the stream. I'll be back next week. Alright, but sorry about that. That was loud. So my plan today is to just kind of go through this sketchbook and you know, kind of draw some ideas. So if you don't know, last year I did rats all month, and it was a lot of fun. But this year I thought I would do rats still, but in addition to that, also go through the official prompt list, which I haven't done before. I am very dark on the screen. Let me see if I can fix that. I hope this doesn't blow out the, you know, the drawings if the paper is too bright. No, that looks good. Alright. Yeah, that's a little better. That's not as dark. It's cool. I usually watch videos that shake a lot. Oh, good. Goody. But yeah, while we wait for everyone to show up, whoever wants to come in, you know, today's gonna be a bit of a relaxed stream. I'm not gonna, you know, create anything amazing by the end of it. It's mostly gonna be like doodles and such. But we'll have fun, hopefully. And if anyone is also doing Inktober, we can brainstorm together. If y'all are, got homework or stuff to do, then we can treat this as a bit of a work pack and sort of get our work done together. I got the prompt list pulled up on my phone over here. But before I start, I wanted to kind of go through my previous year's Inktober's, just to kind of refamiliarize myself with what I've done in the past, and kind of think about what I might want to do differently going forward. This red book has my first 2 years Inktober's in it. I really like these little cloth-bound books. I got them at Plaza Arts. They have the landscape versions too, but I don't tend to draw landscapes, so I got these square ones. The idea was that since they're square, that it would be easier to take a picture of it and post it to Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I think I'm just Zero Pro Studio on Instagram. Let me make sure first before I go telling you stuff that isn't true. Yeah. Here's the link. Kaboom! My little name on the side there. But yeah, this was my first year of Inktober 2016. I graduated college in 2013. So I hadn't actually done Inktober until I was out of school, didn't have any assignments to do, and it was just, made it a lot easier. Oops, sorry for bumping the mic. Much easier to actually focus and do daily challenges, And actually, before I did Inktober, I did a whole bunch of daily drawings. I basically took a pad of sticky notes, and every day I would draw a little thing on the sticky note, and I'd post it to Instagram. And it was just silly little stuff. Some days I would just write, like, some hand lettering stuff. If you go onto Instagram, you can see all of them. But I was doing that daily already. In 2016, I decided to do Inktober for the first time, and actually after doing Inktober, I wasn't able to do my daily drawings anymore. It had just completely burnt me out. So certainly Inktober isn't for everyone. Y'all shouldn't ever feel like you have to take on a month challenge just because everyone else is doing it. But if you feel like it's something that can help benefit your art, then definitely give it a go. Gavin says, LOL, barely still use Instagram, but it's a relic of my life. And my garbage too, mostly garbage. Yeah, I mostly post art to Instagram. I don't know what people who don't do art put on Instagram, like selfies, I guess. And I like to follow people who do art. Also, right before I started streaming, OBS crashed. So if we suddenly cut out at any point, apologies. It's all sorts of technical difficulties today. But that's why I'm doing this now and not when Inktober actually starts. So this is the first drawing. I've never been much into buildings and stuff, but I thought I'd try something that I appreciate seeing on YouTube. I follow a couple of watercolor YouTubers who go out and draw buildings and urban sketching and stuff. And I also like the isometric style that you see some video game art. So it's kind of a chunked out version. And I was just I didn't really draw grids or anything. I just kind of freehanded it just for fun. But you can see I have, maybe you can see, maybe you can't, but there's red sketch marks. I used a red color pencil to sketch for all of these, and then I just drew on top with ink. This is a character that I came up with while I was taking a video game writing course. Never really went anywhere, but I thought, you know, like when you're out of ideas, you go to characters that you've created. So day 2, I'm out of ideas. 3 characters that I have that don't really have names. A little rat, cat, dog. Kind of want to do something with them, but I always forget how to draw the dog. This one isn't a character, it's just kind of a cute style. But yeah, the first year I did Inktober, I didn't really have a set theme going. It was just every day I would do whatever I wanted that day. Gavin says, no way I'm doing Inktober. I take an entire eternity just to finish one picture, lol. I have an idea for an Inktober. Video game protagonists, like the Vault Boy or Jill Valentine. That's cool. I think my friend is doing retro games for his Inktober. This is kind of a homage to Jake Park. Jake Park's the guy who... Is it Jake Park or Jake Parker? Jake Parker, who does the Inktober stuff. He sometimes does these free draws where he just kind of lays down lines and makes a robot just for fun. And I really like it when he does those. They're really cool to watch. I don't really think in terms of mechanical stuff very well, so it was fun to do that. I actually didn't do many fall harvest themed stuff for Inktober. A lot of people will do like witches or monsters for Inktober because it's October after all, but it's a barbarian bear. There's me, Zero the Red Wolf. This image got flagged on Tumblr for having content. Which I guess that just means I drew them very anatomically correct. I just like drawing buff bunnies. This was a drawing I did when I was going to the Capitol. I was just sitting in an empty subway car and thought I'd draw some imaginary creatures in there with me. Yeah, some days are simple. You just gotta get the day out. This is probably my least favorite day. I ran out of space at the top, so it looks kind of truncated. So I try to make up for it for this like fish scale pattern, but it bothers me every time I see it. But you know, not everyone can be a winner. Polar, how you doing? Zero, you can't draw images like that and say you're not a Oh, come on. It's not furry. I swear. Maybe the drawing is a little bit furry, but I'm not. Please. I'd like to include the Inktober in there as well. I had fun kind of treating it like hand lettering, which is, you know, in itself a form of art. Like this one is all blood splattery. This one I put up at the top. It's like finding a place to put the Inktober is part of the fun as well. It becomes part of the illustration. This is still one of my favorites. I just love all the food items that I put in. Oops! Why did it turn off? Come back. Come on. I don't know why, but this camera that I borrowed from my friend constantly turns itself off. And it's not running out of battery. because I just charged the batteries. There we go. And I thought I had fixed the issue because I went into the menu and it said auto turn off 4 minutes, and I'm like, oh, turn that off. So I turned off the auto turn off, but it's still there. So sorry if it turns off again later in the stream. I'll just have to turn it back on again and figure out why it's doing that. Those are furry bar rabbits. Polar, they're just buff people. I just put the rabbit head on it because I don't want to draw the people head. It's just a shorthand. It's fun. They're literally nothing. There's literally nothing furry about them except for the head being a rabbit. Like it's not furry. They're just muscular bodies. Sure, whatever you say. Paula, you're killing me. Oh my goodness. In any case, there's me again. And my little chicken friend. I don't have chickens. I don't have animals, but... Now, this is a street corner that I park at every day when I go home from work. I love you too, Polar. Chico's like, I'm late. It's alright, Chico. I haven't started anything, really. It's just been technical difficulties and, old Inktober's so far. But yeah, this is a little street corner, so I'll usually be parked right here on this street. And there's a traffic light going across this way. And, I always look at this corner, and so one day I decided to draw it. I can't imagine I was sitting in the car drawing this, so I must have done it from memory, I hope. This is a little Redwall fan art, so I tried to keep I have a couple of rules for the Inktober. I didn't follow the prompt list the first year or the second year or the third year, but I do still give myself a few rules. And one of the rules is no fan art. It's a soft rule. I did do this one, which is The Mouse and the Mole. It's a song from the Redwall books where they bake a pie, and it's really cute. But since it's not really, Redwall doesn't really have, like, they do have illustrations in the book, but, this isn't what they look like. Since I'm kind of, creating my own versions of the characters, I thought it doesn't count, you know? It's still me kind of making stuff up, based on a concept. Let's see, Chico's like, but I like old Inktober's sad face. The perspective is really good, though. Heyo! Hi, Nix! Chico's like, hi, Kim. Sounds like Kim. Gavin's like, yo-yo. Yo-yo ma! Yo, everybody! Everybody's here! Zero-verse characters are really quaint. Another thing I tried not to do too much is use my old characters, because that's a little too easy. But this was like near the end of the month. I was kind of running out of ideas. So here are my winged cats. There's Zero-chan. He's the mascot of Zero Pro Studio. That's his friend Ray, or Ray-kun if you know, back then everyone was a otaku, so of course my characters all had Japanese suffixes in their name. But Zero means zero, Ray means zero in Japanese. This guy here, his name is Ling. His name is Zero in Chinese. And I forget what this little cat's name is. He's relatively new. Or she, or it. I've had these three for a long time. And this one was just sort of an idea in my head for a long time without really being drawn that much. You trying to kill us with cuteness. You know I'm allergic. Oh, I'm sorry, Chico. I'm sure there's a scary one in here somewhere. I'm not sure of that. Some weird noodle-limbed people. This is the Little Red Riding Hood. Why is that thing popping up? Why? I don't like that thing. How do I make that go away? Let me see if I can focus. Focus. Come on, camera. So if you don't know, I'm actually borrowing a camera from a friend of mine, so I don't really know how to use the camera very well. So sorry if it like turns off on itself, if it like goes out of focus, or if the lighting is bad. The lighting has nothing to do with the camera, obviously. That's just par for the course, but that's why I'm doing this video now, so I can kind of figure out if it's gonna work at all for a whole month of doing this. If you guys don't mind all the strange technical difficulties, then, you know, we'll be able to do Inktober next month. And if you go crazy and I go crazy trying to keep everything running, then we might skip it. Colorful Chimera says, I'm sad cause I'd okay if I'm gonna do Inktober. Sad face. Well, if you haven't started sketching yet for Inktober, don't worry, because I haven't either, and most of the stuff you've seen in this book, I basically did per day. So like that day starts and I'm like, what am I gonna do today? So this is Little Red Riding Hood. That's the little bad wolf. Or baby wolf. And some birds, because birds make me think of Cinderella and they're cute. And she's basically got a delivery system where she delivers partials. Definitely not a ripoff of any kind of Miyazaki product at all. This is Momotaro, the Chinese legend where the boy is born out of a peach and makes friends with a dog, a pheasant, and a monkey, and they kill ogres, and it's cute. This is probably my second least favorite Inktober of the first year. If you weren't here earlier, this was my least favorite. I really don't like how this one came out. And this is my second least favorite. I wanted to try and redeem myself by drawing another dragon, and it just didn't happen. The dragon looks weird. Griffin is kind of... I kind of messed up on where the feet were, so I just made it sit strangely. So it's kind of got... You could say, like, oh, he's just sitting in a cute position, but that's actually just me messing up. A lot of the times when you see parts colored in like that, it's because I had messed up at some point and had to like cover up my mistakes, and so I would color it. So yes, if you're wondering, this picture right here, I colored a lot of this. I started coloring a lot of this because I had messed up. This one, I colored the background because I kept messing up on his head shape. So yeah, you know, if you mess up a little, I just started scribbling, and you'll never know. You would just assume that it's part of the drawing, that I had planned it all along. This one was just me indulging myself. This is embarrassment to the full. That's my fursona. No, I'm not helping my case at all. Polar's gonna come after me, but just because I have multiple fursonas doesn't make me a furry, okay? Okay? No, I'm not. It's like an animal mascot, okay? But in college, I roomed with a girl who, her sort of animal mascot was a bear, and we bunked our beds. So she would live in the bottom bunk, and we'd say it was like a cave, and I would have to scurry up onto the top bunk. So she kept calling me a squirrel, and I really like squirrels. They're like one of my favorite characters. They're one of my favorite animals. So yeah, that's me as a squirrel. I'm not helping myself at all, but I'm not, like, it's just cute, okay? It's just a cute way of depicting yourself as an animal. No, I'm not! Stop it, you guys. You're bullying me. And, yeah, so, like, first day of Inktober, I drew this house, this floating, oops. Ah, come on. Come back, camera. I don't know why it keeps doing this. And like, I know this isn't interesting to watch or anything, but if I go into the menu, wait, is it not going to show me the menu? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, shucks. But if I go over to, I think this one, oh, not this one, this one, it's like, maybe this one? Auto, power off, off. Yeah, it's supposed to not turn off. So I don't know why it's doing that. Frustrating. Well, this is good to know. I'll try to fix that for next time. Hopefully I can, but if not, I might just leave it. Are you guys still bullying me? I love that one too, the cowboy wolf. Yeah, and like I said, like I like doing the Inktober 2016 in different like fonts and stuff. Making it part of the drawing. Kill the carrot. Zero just can't draw dragons confirmed. And it's bad because one of the prompts I think is literally dragon. Day 12 is just dragon. What am I gonna do? Polar says I've already given up on Inktober. You know what, Polar? That's fair. That's take care of yourself first. Know your limits, and not everyone has to do Inktober. Starts tomorrow on IDK what to do. Don't worry, Nix. If you can't do a big Inktober thing, do a small one. Do a sticky note Inktober, you know? You just need to do a little doodle every day. Use it as a learning experience. Learn how to draw fast and loose. But I was planning on making my own delivering service since I can run around town and deliver things like the courier from Fallout New Vegas. Ah! Why is it doing it even? It's like so frequent now. Let me replace the battery. Maybe that's it. Give me a sec, guys. Let me pull this battery out. Ugh. This is very strange. I'm gonna plug this battery into the charger. Let that charge. Oops. And you know, if it keeps doing this throughout the whole thing, I might just pull out my tablet and do a normal stream after I show off these drawings. Kill the carrot. I love that one too. Let's see. You're a genius. I am a genius. I'm not helping myself. Ah! Okay. Upside down. Make a camera persona. Rip Zero. I did look at Drawtober and the prompts look interesting. It hates you, Rip Zero. You predicted Gen 8 starters, WTF. Wait, what? What do you mean? Oh, this isn't it. You gotta clarify. BRB need water. Speaking of water, I should take a drink. I need to stay hydrated. But yeah, okay. So, first day, right? I did this little drawing. You can see here, I got a little fox and a little duck sitting there, going fishing. And so, for the last day, I got a little fox again. And he's caught a little Inktober fish. And it brings it all together. So that was Inktober 2016. 2017, I came back. Now, 2017, okay? This was when I started to sweat because I had already basically used up all of my creativity on the first year. I thought I was completely out of ideas by the end of it. And now, not only that, but I'm drawing in a book that already has 31 drawings. So if I mess up now, I've messed up like, you know, a book that's already been there. Whereas before, I was starting from scratch. So, yeah. I don't really like how this rat came out. I was trying too hard on the fur and stuff and kind of lost the anatomy. The arm is way too long and weird, and yeah, I'm not really happy with that. This was back when I had started to like rats a lot, but I still haven't drawn them enough to like figure it out. But I like the Inktober. Little flower there. Oh, also I drew a flower because I'm really bad at drawing flowers. There's Scorbunny, the guy in the back is Grookey, and the other one looks like Sobble. That could be fun, yeah. The one that you think looks like Sobble is actually a goat, so that's why I was confused. How didn't the ink get all messy from the sweat? Just like sweat pouring off my face. Okay, so Gen 5, everyone. This is my Gen 5. I basically, Inktober 2017, I did my variation of Inktober 2016. So 2016, I drew a house. 2017, I drew a house. I like the 2017 house so much more, though. I love the concept of a snail carrying a house on its back, and yeah, this is one of my favorites in the entire book. Takoyaki! Just some silly little plant creatures. Again, I wanted to practice drawing flowers, but I don't like just drawing flowers, you know? I really like this one. I don't know why. I'm a little morbid, but I like opossums, and I see a lot of roadkill, so you know, sometimes you just gotta draw something, and if you don't have a lot of time, something simple, and just draw something simple over and over again. Pretty much does the job. Gavin says, snail carrying a house happened in Adventure Time before. Yeah, not by choice. But he did accidentally get Finn and Jake's house. I drew this on a trip. I don't remember which trip, but I think this was on my way to California, maybe? It was either to California for a friend's wedding, or it was me going to Texas. I think Texas was in November, so this must have been the wedding. So 2016, I did a robot. 2017, I gotta do a robot. This time I did a robot bunny to go with my robot dog, which if you weren't here to see it earlier, there's the robot dog. And it's basically, this is me copying Jake Parker's robots and how he likes to do it. Just kind of jump in and make lines. I like this shark dude. He's so disgruntled. Chico said, morbid is good. In October especially. Right? Even my morbid is really cute, though. 2016, I did a dinosaur. 2017, I gotta do a dinosaur. Not sure what that guy is. Oh, yeah, this right here, like I said before, when I, like, draw black on things, usually it means I had messed up. So I tried to hand letter a really flowy Inktober, and it didn't work. So I had to, like, find spaces in between where I had messed up and, like, colored everything else in. There's no erasing in when you use pen, but you can find ways around it. Again, another very simple drawing. Sometimes you just gotta get something out. There's my avatar, but I transformed her for a D&D campaign. So I turned her into a tiefling. Gave her horns and a tail, and she plays the what's this called again? A dulcimer? I don't know. And okay, again, this bunny was just supposed to be white, but I messed up. So I colored its face. But I didn't want to color the whole thing black, so I kind of did that weird pattern thing, and now it looks like a turnip. It looks like its face got burnt. But I messed up on it. Yeah, just some shapes. Just some scribbles. This is when my brush pen, my Pentel brush pen started to run out. So, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So, I got this my first year of Inktober. It's a pen, but the fibers on the tip are actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a brush. And look how juicy that is. But it started to run out near the end of the second year of Inktober, so I was getting some really nice dry brush effects out of it. So I thought I'd take advantage of that. I don't know if I did a little bit of a sketch, yeah. But I didn't follow it very closely. Juicy. I like to put this here so I can have it propped up slightly. Little scarecrow boy. This one's simple again, but I like it. This little guy here is called Chubby Chicky. The way I draw these little chicks. It's based on an item that I got on Gaia Online back when I would play that, and I put it on my head, and it was like part of the Zero the Red Wolf character. Gotta chase that mailman because he's made of bones. Elephant, frogs, mermaids. There's my somewhat of a fan art, not really fan art. It's a badger from the Hufflepuff house. You can't really tell because it's not colored, but you know, he's wearing a Hufflepuff scarf. I'm a Hufflepuff if you didn't know. Just a little silly thing. I did this one solely because I wanted to do a pattern on the shell. I really don't know how to draw leaves very well. Whenever I draw leaves, it comes out really bad. I love these guys. I don't know what I would do with them, but I like how they look for some reason. Whale dogs of some kind. Here's my production staff. That's me. That's I call myself the creator when I draw myself like that, but it's Chibi me. That's the thesaurus. He helps me find, you know, words and stuff. That's my writer. He still uses a typewriter, the old fool. And that guy's our manager, I think. I forget what his position was, but he carries around a clipboard and a cup of coffee and makes sure everyone's doing their job and all that. The other day I found out I'm a Hufflepuff too. Hey, Hufflepuff house! Chico's like, I don't know what to make of it. Hufflepuff is actually, like, people would rather be in Hufflepuff nowadays than in Gryffindor, I think. And I don't know why. Like, I think it's because people who aren't, like, really into Harry Potter just tend to want to be in Gryffindor because, oh, the main characters are in Gryffindor. And so the really stuck up Potterheads are like, oh, I don't want to be in Gryffindor. That's oversaturated. And then again, going back to the first day, we got the smelling the flower, and whoops, it's not a flower, it's the flower rat. Flower rat's tail. Make a DA group about them. About who? Which one? Anyway. This is the Mantis Overlord, another character that was birthed out of Gaia Online. But every October I would dress up as this guy and cause havoc, basically. I would like roleplay him and just get on everyone's nerves. Mantis Overlord! And then we have last year's Inktober. And this is the book that I'm going to be continuing in this year. My name. So this is when I started doing Rattobers. I decided last year I still didn't do a prompt list. I didn't do the prompt list, but I did decide that I'm going to be doing rats every day. Because Jake Parker also has this other challenge called Draw 100 Things. And it's basically, I think it's something to do with like the old adage that, was it Bruce Lee that said, I don't fear the man who practiced 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who practiced one kick 1,000 times. Whereas it's like a focused sort of practice. So rather than drawing like 100 different things, I decided to draw one thing 100 times, and that was rats. Obviously, I didn't draw them 100 times because Inktober is only 31 days, but you know, I figured it was enough. Colorful Chimera says, oh man, I'm still on Gaia Online. Oh, wow. But, like, what do you mean by still on it? Like, do you still check in now and then? Are you still active there? Because, I mean, I still have an account. I haven't closed my account, but I don't go there. I put so much sweetened condensed milk in my tea. It's delicious. So, as you can see by this blue shade, I actually switched to a blue colored pencil because of the blue cover rather than a red colored pencil to sketch out for these drawings. But yeah, here's a naked rat, you know, the hairless rats, and then anatomy drawings. Just way too many babies. They all cry. Sorry if it's a little blurry. I don't know how to get it to be, like, focused and, like, really crisp. I don't know. I just wanted to draw bumblebees. I'm not really happy with the way the rat turned out, but, you know, this was the start of Rattober. I was still kind of finding my feet. The tails were a big trouble for me, especially when inking, because you can't, like, make a mistake and erase it. Going fishing. Let me have some. Telling spooky stories around the campfire. I get on every time I'm on the computer. Whoa, really? Oh my goodness. That's funny. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the prospect of Gaia Online just even still being there. Ooh, I always forget, but I used to love the Halloween costumes that they would give the store front characters. Gavin's like, the only MMO I really play is Pokemon. I didn't know Pokemon had one. After doing the bees, I kind of like the idea that the rats would have these, like, would be in a world where the bugs would be really big. And I still mean really big, because even compared to like a normal rat, the ladybug would not be that big. So these bugs are huge. They're very big bugs. Or very small rats, considering the flowers. But maybe the fauna, the flora is also been scaled up. This one was fun to do, because I got to put in some other characters in the background. But yeah, half the time when doing these Inktobers, I'm just deciding whether or not I should reline something. I hope it's not too blurry for you guys. Let me see if I can refocus. It doesn't seem to pick up very well. And if I like switch it to manual focus, it makes this thing pop up. Yeah, it makes this like box pop up. And I don't know how to get rid of it. I think that's as focused as it'll get, actually. I think that's just how focused it's gonna get. This is my take on the Washington crossing the Delaware painting, if you've ever seen that. Only it's rats crossing the tiny pond in a giant walnut shell. These are so cute and charming, Zero. Thank you, Nix. Gavin says, Pokemo is a fun MMO that consists of Kanto, Hoenn, Unova, and soon Sinnoh, but online. It's an amazing game that adds on and updates the games. That's so cool. I had never even heard of it. I'm gonna wave to the orcas. I think I actually might have looked at some of the prompts for inspiration, but I definitely didn't like go in saying I'm gonna do all the prompts. I think this day was wave. The prompt was wave. So what I find quite charming is how big rats are compared to mice. They are quite large in comparison, almost 3 times as big. So I wanted to have a picture that included both of them. And then I threw in a mole just for fun. And had some fun decorating the space. And there's another bug. I added a lot of insects. I had forgotten about the insects, actually. I'd forgotten about them. I think I might want to bring them back for this year. That's why I go through these, and it's fun going through them with you guys. This is probably my second least favorite rat. If you can't tell, that's a little spider. One of those spiders that puts their legs up and like dances. I forget what they're called. But yeah, I don't like how this one came out. Hear, hear! 3 cheers! For he's a jolly good fellow. These are so... it's been around since 2012 and it's still going strong. It's actually where I learned about how to breed and train competitive Pokemon. That's really cool. There's my Banksy rat. A little rat ready to vandalize some street corners with art. Peacock spiders! I think you're right, Nix. I want to say that I've heard that before, and I want to say that you're right. Peanut butter and jelly. And let's play poker. Just some fun scenarios. Hobo rats. In the band. Dancing. Ha-cha-cha. Ha-cha-cha. I had trouble with this one. Drawing characters in close proximity is very difficult for me. Ooh, this one was fun. Just sitting there and doing all those leaves. And if you can tell, the rake he's using is actually a bundle of twigs that's been tied together. So he's not very happy though. And neither is he. It's time to take a bath, yeah. The fact that there's like toothbrushes and stuff in this world makes me think there's still people though, which kind of concerns me, considering all the giant bugs. Teaching the younglings which mushrooms that you can eat. Just singing in the choir. This one would have been something that I would have done for Dragon, for this month's day 12 prompt. But I've already done it, so. And this one would have been good for Treasure, which I think is day 21 of this month. So I've already done some of these. That's what I get for not following the prompts. There's my pizza rat. I actually made a t-shirt out of it. I don't know if you can see it, but pizza rat t-shirt. Ah, yeah, I just wanted to draw an old camera. Sometimes I just pull up an image on Google and draw it and then like add a rat into the scene. I think this is the first actual Halloween drawing I did in 3 years of Inktober. I finally did a Halloween picture. And this guy's dressed up as a cowboy rat riding a Torchic. I don't know why. And I guess that was it. So this year I will be starting a new line of Inktober's. Now, last year you've noticed I didn't draw Write Inktober anywhere on the thing. So, continuing on from last year's sort of theme, I'm going to be doing rats because I want this whole book to just be full of rat drawings, the whole book. So, I'm going to continue doing rats. I'm not going to draw Inktober on any of the pages. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. It looks like the camera hasn't turned off yet. So I'm going to keep going, and hold out on, hopefully. Because I want to do some drawing on camera and see if this setup that I have here, feels good or not. I have basically a tripod like literally on my desk. In fact, maybe if I zoom out you can see part of the tripod. Yeah, you can see here's the leg and it's right here on my arm space. So I'm gonna see what's the best. Maybe if I move my chair over this way, I can draw like here. If I move it in this way, I can draw it here, but then I'll have to like turn it. So I'm just gonna see what feels best. In terms of tools this year, I'm going to be using my new Lamy Safari fountain pen. I'm also going to be using the Pentel Pocket Brush. Mostly to like fill in large swaths of areas. Previous years I've been using a 0.1 micron. I'm going to be trading that out for the Lamy, so I probably won't be using that at all this year. And then of course for the lines, I'm using the Photo Blue pencil. And I think those will just be my tools for this year. I don't know if I'm going to need anything else. As for today though, I'm just going to be sketching with the Lamy Safari. Because it needs to be used. There's ink dripping out of this constantly, and if you don't use it, it can get dried out and jammed, kind of. So I do want to keep using it, and also if I sketched in pencil, you guys probably wouldn't be able to see it very well on camera. So let's see. Nyx is talking about peacock spiders. They say they do a really stupid and cute mating dance. That or it's intimidation, not sure. Maybe it's both. Maybe the female peacock spiders are into intimidating males, and so they like if they feel intimidated, they will be into that. Okay, so let's see. I've already actually gone through and thought of stuff for day 1, which is ring, day 2, which is mindless, day 3. Did I think of something for day 3? I think that's where I left off. I didn't get very far, you guys, but that's what I'm doing here today. That's why we're here together. Let me think. So 3 is bait, which the first thing I think of, obviously, let me just draw a rat here. Just get myself warmed up. I haven't drawn all day. Been at work, and it's been pretty busy at work, so not as much time to just sit down and doodle as there used to be, which is good. I should be doing work while I'm at work, not falling asleep and doodling. Sometimes when I just freehand with a pen like this, I don't really know where the pose is going, so it ends up a little bit wonky by the time I get to the end. And I might try to switch up how I draw the rats for this year. I know I had a bit of a something of a consistent style on how I decided to draw them last year. I'm not sure if that's my favorite way of drawing the rats. I think I might want to mix it up a little. I don't know if once I stop doodling and start actually making illustrations that it might change. Because I found when I doodle something that doesn't matter, like this, especially when I don't have an outline, I tend to draw in a slightly different style than when I'm doing something that actually needs to look good. I think when I do something that actually needs to look good, I try a little too hard and it comes out looking forced and a little stiff. Okay, so that's just a rat. So obviously, like, fishing is the first thing that I think of when I think bait. But I've already done fishing rats. The rats fishing. The other obvious idea is like a rat trap. And then you got the bait on top of the trap. I don't really know what rat traps look like. So I think for going forward, I might want to find a way to incline the drawing, or move the camera so that you're looking at it at a more of a this angle. Because I think when it's laid flat like this, it's a little hard to see. For now, I could probably just put the books here and have it inclined. Come on. I'm trying to get it to focus. It's having a lot of trouble. Come on, man. Come on, camera. Is it too close, maybe? Or maybe there's nothing for it to focus on. I want to change it to manual focus and just like pull it. But then this like little box appears. But the manual focus works so well. If I turn it back to auto, will it stay? Hopefully it stays. Gavin says, need to get one of those pens that can erase. Would be able to pump out many comic pages. Chico says, rat traps look like catapults without the wheels. That's what they are. They're just catapults without wheels. If I have maybe like a... trying to think. I could have the trap like down at the bottom of a thing. And maybe like some kind of a ledge. Maybe the ledge could be a box of salt or something. Maybe a can up here. Some other stuff. And then the rats are like up on the box. And then this can probably be black. I kind of like that. I like the framing of that. So like stuff like that, that's where I would use the Pentel pocket brush, because that would save a lot of time. Maybe I can have another rat like here. Like, oh, should we touch it? No, don't touch it. Oh, maybe another one like, yeah. What's day 4? Day 4 is freezing. Freezing or freeze. Freeze. So freeze could either be, you know, woo, it's cold, I'm freezing to death. Do Batman rat. Just, don't really know how to draw old-timey comic book style. Batman is basically just a silhouette, though. You know what I'm saying? Batman is literally mostly just silhouette. I guess if, I could draw a rat, maybe, wearing a Batman costume. Sort of. Got the cowl here. Got that scritchy pen ASMR going on. This, the pen I'm using has Noodler's black ink in it, which is a watercolor, a waterproof ink. Maybe he's holding the cape here, so it's not blowing up. I did get this pen, it's an extra fine nib, so it is rather thin. So it's kind of hard to fill in large areas. It's very much a lining tool, which is what I wanted. But if it's the only tool that I'm using, it would be a little difficult, which is why I'm supplementing it with the Pentel. And occasionally it tends to dry out a little bit. Not dry out so much as it, like, doesn't flow very well. And I go in and I kind of tap it and try and get the ink flowing again. Sometimes it comes out really juicy and sometimes not so much. Just when you just come in with a little stash of the Pentel brush. But do you have waterproof paper, huh, Smarty Pants? Batman! The interest... Okay, hold on. Growly voice. I'm Rat. I'm Rat. The Rat Police. Oh boy, I love it already. The interesting thing is that it looks like the strokes are moving and not the camera. What? The strokes are moving and not the camera. Do you have waterproof paper? All paper is waterproof. Tapping ASMR, oh, that's the stuff. Let me think. I could do like, okay, so you got freeze as in like, oh boy, it sure is cold in here. My plan for the Inktober drawings is hopefully I come into the stream with an idea already. It might not be an idea that we've come up with today, but hopefully I'm like thinking about it all day long, and then when I finally come into the stream, I have an idea ready to go. I might not have a sketch ready to go, but I might, you know, I should be able to just jump right into sketching. I don't want to come into the stream all like, I have no idea what I'm doing today. Let's figure something out, because then that's gonna take all stream and then I won't have enough time to finish the drawing. I don't know if I'll keep the streams to 3 hours in the month of October. I might just do them as long as it takes to finish. It's possible, I hope the drawings don't all take 3 hours, because that's 3 hours a day I would have to take out to do this drawing stuff. So if I finish early, obviously I don't want to ink the next day's thing, but I might like do a couple of sketches to have the rest of the week kind of ready to go. And I don't personally think it's cheating if you sketch in advance, because it is called Inktober. It's the inking part that matters. I'm sorry, I'm completely off the page. That's gonna be another challenge, is staying on the page. But also, I think freeze could also be fun if it's like put him up. Maybe it's like a bandit, so he's got, you know, a bandit mask on. Maybe he's like surprised or something. They're like, freeze! Put his hands up. Beast's got like a sack of goodies because he's a robber. Stick him up! Chico says, why not both? A freezing rat surrounded by the rat police with an igloo nearby. Yeah, it's unnecessary stress. Streams slow you down by 50%. So if you were set to finish in an hour, you'd need 2. Or maybe a rat stealing a small igloo. Yeah, I could have like, I don't really want to draw a rat police. But if I do, I can have... you know, like, the rat police, sort of running, and maybe there's like some kind of wall, and the burglar's like kind of... I am off the page again, I'm sorry. I need to learn how to do this right. I don't know. So, I like these 2 drawings. I kind of like this guy more, just slightly. I like the little, like, worried face that he's making in the bandit mask that he's got on. I might have him in, like a spotlight. I think that'll be less work to do. And then I can, like, color the outside all black. He could be like in front of a wall or something. So yeah, I think that might be day 3. No, 4. Day 5 is build. Build. Maybe... a rat stealing a small igloo from a museum. And the policemen are polar bears. And they can't find him because he's so small. I kind of... Okay, so hear me out. I kind of want to do like a Minecraft rat. Like, what if I don't know, like, maybe like a character, like a Minecraft character. Like if Steve was a rat. I don't know if I can. How would it look? Something like, looks kind of like a skull almost. I haven't been playing Minecraft in a while. I don't know if you guys should be proud of me for that or not. Every time I get into Minecraft, I feel like I'm an addict returning to some kind of bad habit. Yeah, something like that, maybe. I don't know why it's so blurry on the screen. I really want it to be not blurry. See if I can. I don't know if that's any better or not. That's literally as clear as it's gonna get, I think. I think maybe another problem is I might be zoomed in too close, but if I don't zoom in, then it's like there's too much white space. Maybe have like him holding a pickaxe or something. Might do that. I don't know if that counts as like fan art. Like if I do a I might not want to do an existing IP. But for now that's gonna be my idea. I kind of like drawing in the Minecraft style. I don't know if you guys saw the picture I did of me and my brother, our skins in Minecraft. But yeah, I really like how blocky everything is and how neat that is. Another idea, if I don't do Minecraft, is I could just do another robot. So, you know, the robots that I did, I could probably do some kind of rat robot thing. Have you know, I don't know. Some kind of rat robot. That could be a good one for build. It would go along with the previous two Inktobers where I did a robot dog and a robot bunny, so then I can do a robot rat. That could be pretty fun. I like to put make it look like a smaller robot, maybe put like giant antenna on it somewhere, have like a button of some sort, you know, somewhere on its body, so it looks like maybe like on the side of its leg it has this like screw shape, so I could try to make it look like it's really small compared to the other robots. Yeah, it's starting to, I don't know why, it's starting to run low on ink. Minecraft is like cigarettes, it sucks, but it's addictive. Robo-rat? Why not a miner or a stoner? I don't know. Yeah, that would be more like a mole, I think. Nick says, I always think of Legos for build. That's true. I really want to, there's this Lego build of, I forget if it was a squirrel or a rat, but I really want it. I really, really want it. I'm the kind who would build Lego stuff and then just put it on the shelf and look at it, and you're not allowed to touch it ever. Gavin says, Minecraft is fun to play. By the way, what versions do you play? I play on the computer. I haven't ever played Minecraft on any like home console device that needs a controller, but I did watch a lot of Stampy Longnose, and he plays Xbox version, I think. Chico says vowels are not an IP. Voxels are not an IP LMAO. That's true. If I say it's a voxel and not Minecraft specifically. Styles are not copyrightable. Stones are used to build, but I guess that'd be too indirect for people to tell. Are you saying rats can't dig? I'm saying rats are more inclined to climb than to burrow. Number 6 is husky. Now for husky, I have a bit of an idea already. I thought it would be fun to have a sleigh team of rats, and maybe at the head there could be another animal like in the sleigh. But I'm not sure what to do with the tails, because the tails would really kind of get in the way of things. Because the thing with rats is you can't really have the sleigh team very close to each other unless you maybe tie the tails up, but then I feel like they would need the tails for balance or something. I don't know. But I would have to figure that out. Maybe, you know, sleigh teams, dog sleigh teams are actually, they run a lot farther away from each other than you would think. They're actually quite spread apart. When I think of sleigh teams of dogs, my mind, like, my first thought is always Balto. I always go to Balto first. And then my second thought is the Peanuts cartoon where Snoopy has a bad dream. And he's, like, forced to be on a sleigh team. And they're really mean to him. And then he, like, learns how to be all tough. And he, like, becomes the alpha dog, but he is a terrible leader, and he leads his team into disaster. And then he wakes up and he realizes it was just a dream, so he goes inside and, like, makes himself an ice cream sundae. And I wanted to be Snoopy. Like, Snoopy was my role model as a kid. He just comes home and makes, like, 5 pizzas from scratch. cooks the dough, you know, puts on the sauce and the cheese and everything, and then he just sits down and eats all of them. Just all of them, all, like, for himself. Charlie Brown comes in, he's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, and then Snoopy just eats it all. And I was like, that's me. I want that to be me. I'm not sure what animal would be at the head of the sleigh. Maybe a squirrel. I haven't drawn a squirrel for any of these rat ones. Oh no, I have. I have drawn a squirrel. But I think a squirrel would be, you know, close enough size to the rats, and yet still slightly different enough that it would be interesting. It could also be a smaller animal than them, like a mouse. Maybe the sleigh is actually, maybe the sleigh is some kind of nut, like a peanut shell. So it could harken back to peanuts. I don't know. And then, like, in the shell, there's, like, a mouse. And that's being pulled. You know, Jingle Bells was a Thanksgiving song before it became a Christmas classic. Sorry, it's off the page again. Sorry, you guys. I'm very bad at this. Chico says, that's speciesist. Gavin says, so Java edition, I assume. I don't know. It's the normal... Yes, Java. I think it's Java. I've seen that word before. Holy moly. Snoop Dogg is my role model. That's great. Draw a Squirtle. Which is cuter, rats or mouses? Mice are obviously the cuter ones, but I still like rats more. I need to fix my my setup here because I'm running out of space. Basically my mic is like right over there and it's blocking me from like pushing my book too far up. So I can't actually have it up and like also flat at the same time. I'll draw a Squirtle for you. Squirtle. Squirtle, Squirtle. Squirtle. Rats and mice are the same to me as well. They're so different though. LOL, you could make the mouse dressed as a ghost so it's also ghost in the show. Hey! I don't know the distinction. They're all rats in my eyes. Alright, Chica, let me learn you a thing here. Let me teach you about the rats and the mice. So from what I can remember, rats are basically like 3 times as big as mice. They're a lot more I don't know if chunky is the right word, but they're kind of dog-shaped in that, like, they have a lot of defined features. They have a sort of ridge on the nose. They're sort of, you know, they got a bit of a neck. You can see where their arms are. You can see their neck for one. You can usually distinct that. I like to draw my rats a little more solid, is what I think about it as. And my favorite part of a rat is its feet. It's got these amazingly cute feet. Now, mice have really cute feet too, but they're like different. So, like, rats have these really big, fat, flat feet that they walk around on. Oh, that... Sorry, guys, I was... Don't look at it! It's bad. Oh. Oh my goodness. I was... Okay, so... For your reference, I was kind of sitting back in my chair drawing, and so the head ended up really, really big, and then the body got smaller and smaller because I was just like, from my perspective, it looked right, and then I leaned forward and saw it from the top down, and it was like, whoa, that was really bad. Okay, let me try that again. But again, like, big fat nose, right? Big fat fleshy nose. A muzzle that you can see that's like distinct from the head. You know, the ears are relatively big, but they're not that big. They're like, actually, you know, even this I drew too big. Rats have not very big ears compared to their body. You can usually see their neck. I messed up on that hand, but that's okay. So I can just kind of shade it in. You ever draw something and you get so embarrassed you just have to, like, throw it away? Yeah, that's a little more in proportion. Okay, and then, you know, they got these big old butts that stick out behind them. And, big, fat, flat feet. In terms of genetics and, like, like, classification, I'm not sure what all of the distinctions between mice and rats are. But here are the physical ones that I can think of. And then they got these big old fat tails. They're like big fleshy fat tails, almost like worms. Scaly, hairy. Rats are very social creatures. They love hanging out and playing with each other. They're very smart and curious. They love to climb. They're very vertical. Their dwellings have to be very vertical in shape. You can't get them just flat old tubs to live in. You have to give them something to climb. Rats like to climb up high. They like to sleep with each other. They're very social animals. They can actually get depression if you keep them by themselves, and they don't have like a friend to play with. Yeah, they're just, you can usually train them pretty easily. They're very like they're kind of like dogs. They will be interested in you. They will come to you. They want to play with you. They want to socialize. With mice you can also train, but they're such different animals because they're so much smaller. They're a lot more, their prey instinct is a lot stronger. So there's my rat. Let me put him over here. Let me draw a little mouse. Now, I don't draw mice very often. So I don't really have a set style that I like to do them in. I'm just gonna make something up on the spot here. That's way exaggerated, but mice have way bigger ears compared to their bodies. I might do a couple of mice just to like figure out how I want to draw it. But here's one iteration. And there's almost no distinction between the head and the muzzle, the head and the body. There's no neck almost. There's almost no indication of where the legs are. It's just suddenly feet. Oh, there goes the battery life. That time it died because of the battery. I can tell because the battery thing is flashing at me. Let me take that out. One problem with this camera is I can't find a place to, oh gosh. How do I get the battery out? There we go. I can't find a place to plug in a charger, so I can't like have it charging while it's on. Let me see how much this has charged in the duration that I've been streaming. It's almost fully charged. Let me see. I think it's almost fully charged. So I've plugged the other one in, and hopefully that will start charging as well. So the battery life will not carry me through a whole stream, but I think with 2 batteries, we will survive. I tend to give them little, tiny little stringy tails. Their eyes are a lot bigger and they're usually very forward on the head. You don't see where the muzzle is very often. And let's see, the ears are like very big and on the side of the head. And they're basically just a round shape. No real indication of where their bodies are. And that's what I love about mice, actually. Mice are very cute. I love mice as well. I just like rats a lot more. And in fact, like I said before, the mouse has such a big prey instinct that they're rather hard to bond with. You can bond with a mouse, and you can't even train them. They're just as intelligent, I think, as rats. It's just their energy and their, like, you know, their priorities are to stay alive. In addition, I think rats, being vertical creatures, mice are very much horizontal creatures. They like a huge, flat, containment unit. I'm sure they like to climb as well, so give them some platforms to jump and climb on, but they need hiding spots. Lots and lots of hiding spots that they can run around between. Climbing is a little too out in the open for a mouse. I like this a lot better. They have these skinny little feet. You can't, like a penguin almost, you can't see where the leg is, whereas with a rat, you can definitely tell, like, oh, there's the leg, and that's, you know, they'll basically, let me draw this in real quick, you know. Stick their foot out. And you can see their entire leg structure. You can see where the bones are. Draw me like one of your French rats. Whereas the mouse is like just one shape entirely. Did I forget to change all of my... I'm not gonna change it. It's too late. But let me scroll back up. I got so distracted talking about rats and mice. You guys... Chico got me all into discussing the mouses and the rats that I lost track of the chat. So let me scroll back up. Give me a sec. So Gavin says rats and mice are the same to me as well. I hope I have helped you understand a bit more the difference. Chico says, so rats are to mice what wolves are to dogs. It's more like rats to mice as tigers are to cats. You know? Wolves to, like, maybe chihuahuas, I'd say is a good comparison. Maybe even, like, wolves to cats is how different they are. Chico says, what? What happened, LOL? Julian Sitko! Hi, Julian! Sup? Thanks for coming! Tail says, Red, that's how the famous David statue worked. That it's when you stand at the base, it's proportionate. Chico says, hello! Draw a David mouse. You know I have to now. Do you want me to specifically do a David mouse or a David rat? Because you know I'm all into the rats. So basically a fluffy T-Rex. Ooh! Tail says most people at the time... Oh, hi, Tails, by the way. Hello. Thanks for coming. Most people at the time would never see the statue head on. That's for the rich. Most would be down looking up at the statue. So the head is bigger than it should be, so it looks right from that perspective. That's really cool. I think I knew about that. I think I picked up that information at some point in my life, and I had forgotten about it. So thanks for reminding me about that. That's a really cool tidbit. Chico says, why do they live in the drains, though? They don't only live in the drains. They just know how to get around and they can survive it. Nick says, I'm in lurk mode. JSYK. Just saying, you know. I am assuming. Tail says, wait, Zero, are you painting a Bob Ross? No, I'm not. I just forgot to change the thing. Chico says, they want to eat my food. Chico says, more like Bob Rats. Tail says, mice are good babies. Chico says, why don't you love me, mouse? Tail says, they jumpy babies. So basically, mice are like Dedenne. Basically! Dedenne is a mouse if Pikachu is a rat. And rats are like Rattata. OMG, Zero... demonetized. What did I do? Oh, the rat sticking its leg up. Tail says, also you might have the title Wingle family on Twitch. What? Oh, let me see. Let me see. I don't know if I change it now, if it'll do anything. If it'll like actually change it. I'm pretty sure I changed. Let's see. Inktober Prep update. You're right, it does say Wingle. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. Okay. I don't know if it'll update while I'm streaming though, but there you have it. Thanks for letting me know, Tails. Let's see. I could do a David mouse, I guess. Like I said, I haven't drawn mice as much as I have drawn rats. At least not recently. I used to draw mice all the time because I was all into the mice. But I drew them basically like... Oh, shoot. I'm embarrassed. I don't remember how the David statue is. Which leg was he standing on? I think it was like this. I think he was on the right leg. And he had the left arm up. But I'm embarrassed now because I'm an art major and I can't remember the David statue. Yeah, pretty simple, I guess. This is the new challenge, is to draw classical art from memory. the draw classical art from memory challenge. Maybe that can be an Inktober thing. Please don't make that an Inktober thing. Also, but hello, you made a jet. What? I did a jet? Is that what mistakes are called now? No, day 7 is enchanted. The day 7 prompt is enchanted. I could draw a witch rat. That's, I think, the simplest. I need to draw more, bugs is what I want to do. I can have her sort of Madam Mim dancing. I can have her be a bit more scrawny, a bit more roughly. Maybe her wand is just a twig with a leaf on it. And it like does magic. let's see. Spiders are creepy. I could have her, with, like, a spider. A big old spider. Maybe not in this kind of picture. What would she be casting magic on, I wonder? Maybe she could be casting magic on... on the spider. I don't know. Casting magic on a worm. A worm is another good idea. You can have all sorts of creepy crawlies. Maybe like... I don't actually know what bugs look like. I'm discovering right now. Without looking up references, I actually don't know. I'm trying to draw a grasshopper, and I'm like, I don't know what grasshoppers look like. That looks like a cockroach. It's a spooter. Late night school paper writing, LOL. Aww. Tail says, man, I really need to do something productive, but I'm in such a tired fog, I can't do anything. Are you sitting at your desk? Are you at least at your desk? Have you eaten today? Have you drank water? Grass roach. Number 8 is frail. Okay, so... Number 8 is, day 8 is frail, which my first thought was old, right? Like a really old rat. Maybe he's got some like hair coming out of his ears and like he's got crusty old eyes. You know, he's got the wrinkles. Oh, crow's feet. Maybe his nose is like drippy and like his teeth aren't as you know, strong as they used to be. His fur isn't as kept as it used to be. Maybe his whiskers are kind of wibbly wobbly. He can be holding a cane or something. Give him a cane. Sorry, I'm just having fun drawing this old dude. Okay, but yeah, so my first idea was, oh, old rat. But then, if you look over to day 23, the prompt is ancient. Which also makes me think of oldness. So now I'm wondering if I can think of, I have to either think of another one for ancient or another one for frail. And one of them can be the old rat. I gotta think of another one. I kind of want to do some sort of like explorer guy for ancient, maybe. Rats can be old? I thought they had short lifespans. You can have a short lifespan and still be old, Chico. If your lifespan is 2 years, then at 2 years old, you're old. I've heard of I've only ever heard of a single rat who lived to, I forget if it was like 10 years old, but it was like ancient. Rats usually live between 2 to 3 years. They can live up to 5, but it's rather uncommon. A lot of them get tumors, and often they're so small that doing surgery on them is kind of dangerous. Yeah. Make a totem rat for ancient. I could do that. I could also do like a hieroglyph maybe. I could do a hieroglyph. An ancient Egyptian depiction of a rat. One shouldn't have pets. Imagine having to replace your pet every 3 years. That'd be so sad. When my pet died, I suffered as if she was my sister. Human sister. Because she was your sister. Hey, soul sister. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I would be sad about that. Like, obviously I would be sad, but usually you keep multiple rats. So it's more like raising a colony rather than a single pet. So when you have like 2 to 3 rats and one rat dies, you gotta kind of replace them. You gotta get a new one to keep the other ones happy. It's not so bad with 3 rats because, you know, there's still another rat. But if you only have 2, then when one rat dies, you gotta get another one to replace it, and so that your living rat can have a playmate. And then, you know, soon that one's gonna die, but your new rat is younger, so it's still around, and so you gotta get a new one. And then you just kind of keep replenishing your colony, and it's like generations upon generations of friends. And sure, it's like really sad when one of them goes, but you still have the memories. And I like to think that if they have such short lives anyways, then you can really kind of spoil them and make sure that their short lives are as happy as they can possibly be. So they die all at the same time. IDK, I personally won't be able to handle it. It'd become insane. Yeah, but what do you do with the bodies? I don't know. Taxidermy them, maybe? There's certainly different pets for different kinds of people. You got animals like bunnies and birds who live like 30 to 40 years. And then you got like dogs who are around for 15 to 20 years. You just gotta find the right pet for you. And for some people, maybe having a pet that dies in like 3 years is less of a commitment. So, you know, it's more feasible that you can take care of that. It's 11:06. I'm gonna stop there. I have up to 8 prompts to think about. And I think that's at least the first week. which gives me plenty to start off. I'm going to pull out my little watercolor booklet. It's a watercolor block, actually, so you can't actually peel the pages apart. They're glued on the seams on here and here. The idea is that it keeps it slightly more flat when it's wet. But let's do a Pokemon Pokemon draw thing. And I'm going to take this from sketch to color. To watercolor, yeah. Sorry about the weird angle that this is at. I will try to square it up for the actual Inktober drawings. But yeah, someone go ahead and shoot me a random Pokemon, and I will try to do a tiny little watercolor painting of it. It should be Pokemon mice rats. You want me to do all of them? All the Pokemon rodents. IDK, your backyard would become a pet cemetery. OMG, what does your mom think of taxidermying rats? I mean, she certainly doesn't like my taxidermy squirrels. I feel bad because I don't think I can call what I do taxidermy, since I've never actually mounted any of them. It's more like I just have a lot of skins lying around, but it's so hard to skin them properly, and then when they dry, they all shrivel up. Any of them. Yang Mega isn't a rat. Any of them, all of them, as many or as few as you want. Let's do, Let's do little ones of all of them. Instead of trying and failing to do a really nice illustration in the amount of time that we have, I'm gonna draw all the rat Pokemon, but in little silly, silliness ways. Let's see. Oh, wow. I think my friend's going to Michael's right now. Hopefully not right now. I'm not going to respond to that today. I don't think Michael's is open right now, so it shouldn't... hopefully he doesn't mean now. It's so ugly that you might be able to cutify it. Alolan Raticate. Yeah. So how many do we have, actually? Let's make a list. There's Rattata, Raticate, Alolan, Rattata, Alolan, Raticate, Pikachu, Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu, Alolan, Raichu. Does Sandshrew and Sandslash count, you guys? I'll put them in for now and you can decide. Sandshrew, Sandslash. Alolan of the same. Oh no, does Nidoran count? I'm not gonna count the Nidos because rabbits aren't technically rodents, which if Sandshrew and Sandslash are pangolins, I don't think they're technically rodents either. But if they're shrews, then they still aren't. Okay, so I'm gonna no Sandshrew, Sandslash, because shrews are carnivores of some sort. I don't know what they are, but they certainly don't have. They certainly aren't rats. Let's just keep it to rats. Specifically rats. 11 p.m. Michael's run. Okay, maybe to be fair, I'll say now? Now? Let's see. Slowpoke is not a rat. Cubone isn't either. I'd say Cubone's some kind of dinosaur. Let's see. Okay, so no more in Gen 1, I don't think. I think that's the only one in Gen 1. Unless Mew is like some kind of mouse. It's more like a cat, but the length of its tail is a little mousy. Cyndaquil is a shrew, so just like with Sandshrew, I'm not going to count it. I'm not going to count Sentret or Furret. Azurill. Ooh, that's a toughie. Do you think Azurill and Marill count? Because I'm not sure if Azumarill counts, but we might throw it in just because of the line. But Azurill and Marill, I think, might count. I didn't think they opened this late. I should be fine on supplies. He was just joking. He wasn't going this late. Azurills are bunnies 100%. Are you sure? I know Azumarill is a bunny 100%. Hold on. Nidoran aren't rabbits or something? Now and no are so similar. I can send you a screenshot, Zero. Azumarill is a bunny. Azurills are bunnies. No, Azurills and Marills have like round ears. You know? Ah! Why'd it turn off? Why did it turn off? Is it the battery? Come on, come back. There we go. I mean, it's in the line biologically, but design-wise. Just like how a seagull doesn't turn into a pelican, right? But like, and like a fish doesn't turn into a octopus. I'm just saying what the kind of, yes, Chico, I saw it. I'm just saying the type of animal that it is. It could turn from one species into another. That's the beauty of Pokemonsters. It doesn't have to make etymological sense. Is that the right word? Is it etymology? I don't know. I'm looking through Generation 3 now, and I still don't see any more rats. We are very short on the rat population. It's a travesty, honestly. We have so many pigs and cats and dogs. Though I guess it kind of makes sense. it's a little bit true to life because even like despite all of the different designs and patterns that you can find rats in, they're all still the same species when it comes to fancy rats. They're all just Norwegian rats. A Dumbo-eared, blaze red-furred rat is exactly the same species as a black colored Rex-haired rat when it comes to the fancy breed. Technically, Bidoof is a rodent because it has the teeth, but since it's not a rat, I'm not gonna count it. Patsurisu is a squirrel. That's. I think I'm gonna stick with rats. Eventually, I should do one with all the little critters. But that's too much for one day. Pat rat! We finally got another rat. Pat rat and watchog. Etymology is about the origin of the word. You're right. Polka monster. Taxonomical. Let's see. Oh, if I do a rodent one or a critters one, I might include timber because timber is a woodchuck. Mincino. Is that a rat? It's a chinchilla, right? I think it's slightly different enough that I won't include it. It's like in the same ilk as squirrels. It's close but not. Legendary rats, Game Freak. When? Ooh, what's a chespin? Chespin, Quilladin, and chestnut. They're like ancient rats. They're kind of porcupines, I guess. Pat rat is a meerkat, not a rat. But it has rat in the name. Oh, what happened? Oh no, I ran out of batteries. Timbers are what? It's a woodchuck. You know, a woodchuck. It chucks wood. How many wood would woodchuck chuck? I got it. I don't think the other battery has charged enough to last us the rest of the stream. So I might have to just go with Rattata and Raticates. Because I don't think there are any more. If we're not gonna do if we're not gonna go with Pat Rat, then I think Rattata and Raticate are the only rats there are in this world. A woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. It would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this as fast as I can because the battery is not gonna last very long. It's not fully charged. I thought it was a hairless Sonic. I feel like a Alolan Raticate is more of a guinea pig than a rat, though. Okay. So I'm realizing now that I'm gonna have to do the sketches off stream because you guys can't see anything of what I'm doing. I can't draw too hard with the sketches because it's not supposed to like show too hard on the final drawing, but that also means it'll be very hard for you guys to keep you know, be able to see anything. But I'm afraid you shall have to make do until I have something that I can line. Alolan Raticate is very much the embodiment of the term Big Kahuna. Look at that fat boy. Oh, you can't see him. Ugh. I think I want him to be slightly more turned to face the other guy. I'm doing this from memory, by the way. I didn't think to pull up a reference. And now I'm too lazy to, so I'm just kind of trying to remember it. I haven't actually drawn Alolan Raticate because despite Alola Rattata being like my absolute favoritist thing in the world, I really don't like Alolan Raticate. I was never a huge fan of just normal Raticate to begin with. So Alolan Raticate really didn't do any favors for me. Like I said, it's a lot more guinea pig than it is rat. You can tell I don't know how to draw this one more because of the dark lines. I kind of go over the same area more often when I don't know how to draw something. Okay, gonna have them looking at each other. I can't fit in the babies, so it'll just have to be big angry fat boys today. Okay, let's get some line art in here. Get that mouth, get the fangs in. So that right there should have been pink. I should have left that open for pink, but because I connected it by accident, I had to color it in. This here Needs to be wider too, so I might color that in. Put some more teeth in. I don't like the shape of the mouth that happened. But it will have to do. Going a little fast. Are bunnies rodents? No, they're not. Despite having the incisors, are they incisors? Despite having the front teeth that constantly grow and need to be like worn down, for some reason bunnies aren't classified as rodents. They're something else. Which I don't know why there's something else, because that something else only includes rabbits and hares. So it's like, did you need a whole other taxonomical family for just these two? But yeah, they're on their own turf, so to speak. And close that gap. Oh man, I hate how blurry it is on the stream. Guys, I hate how blurry it is. I don't know how to get it less blurry. Is that a little better? I don't know. Bunny gangsta, huh? The more you know. They eat their weight. Gotta go fast. I can't see, but I can imagine. Are guinea pigs pigs? What's the difference from wats? What's the difference from wats? They ate their babies. I heard guinea pigs are quite the barbarians. I don't really know what the difference between guinea pigs and rats. I mean, they're obviously very different, but I couldn't tell you exactly what a guinea pig is because I don't know much about guinea pigs. I just know that by association, I always think of them more as hippos. They look like hippos, especially when they're naked. If you shave a guinea pig, it's a baby hippo underneath all of that fluff. But, yeah, unlike rats and mice, I couldn't really explain to you anything about a guinea pig. I'd say maybe they're closer to rabbits than anything. In terms of how they behave, they're herd animals. So they congregate in groups. They feel safe in groups, and they graze on grass. And they're true herbivores. So I messed up on that leg. I messed up on this foot. It looks terrible, but we'll move on. Once we move on, it'll be fine. Gotta get that big old teeth in there. Big old nose. Big old schnauzer. Oh, I forgot the whiskers. Shoot, I don't know what the whiskers look like. I actually don't really like the, I have his arms crossed in the middle here, but I don't really like that anymore. So gonna draw in some more arms like here, and then I'm gonna maybe the whiskers are like here. Let's see. I really have the urge to like Control S right now. Control S right now. Tail says, it's such a shame your camera is so blurry. If only there was a place for people to see your drawings more clearly, like a Discord server you could have access to. IDK, like become a patron. Oh, hey, Tails, you mean, my Patreon, which, I have a link to right here that I can just post into the chat for people to check it out. Tails watching my back, helping me shill. But yeah, y'all, these cameras aren't liking me very much, and I thought it was maybe my phone camera, which, you know, I would assume a phone camera would not look very good, but this is a nice Canon camera, so I feel like it's probably something else. It must be my lighting situation, or else the way that I'm capturing the footage. But yeah, after I do these streams, I usually post whatever I've gotten done on the Patreon Discord, which since the drawings are so blurry right now, you know, you could see them all nice and high res. I take a picture with my phone, and if that's not good enough, I have access to nice scanners at work that I can dip my toes into. Either way, if I do end up, I usually end up posting things to my social medias anyhow. I have a DeviantArt and a Tumblr, but there are pieces that I've kind of lost track of, where I kind of forget to post them anywhere public until months or even years later. So if you want to see things that I do right when they are finished, right when I get them done, definitely drop me $1 in the Patreon. It's literally just $1 will get you access to the Discord, where I am constantly available to chat with. And we're talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield stuff in our spoiler tag channel, where I post my stream stuff there. I try to remember to do additional things. If you do find a lot of cash lying around and decide to throw some more money my way, I do monthly requests too. So tier 3 patrons get to request something, and it could be anything. It could be related to my comic. It could be a personal thing that you need for a project, like I don't really know what people need for projects. But if it doesn't take way too long, if it's not like a full commission based kind of thing, I'm usually willing to do that for my patrons, who are very kind to show me a bit of financial support. This year's Inktober, I got myself this Lamy Safari fountain pen, which I've always wanted, and I in large part paid for it using patron money. For people who are into Jet's Black Nuzlocke, the patrons got a sneak peek to next month's episode, because next month, October, I'm taking a break for Inktober, obviously. Okay, I'm going to look up Alolan Raticate, because I want to get the patterns right for when I color it. I've already messed up, but I can still do a little bit of it here. It's got this like flower pattern on its belly. I'm running out of room. I tend to forget to... Oops. Well, guys, that might be the rest of the stream, because that battery just ran out, and there's no way in that short amount of time that the other one has charged enough. You can give it a shot, though. Let's see how much it's charged in that short period. It shows it fully charged, and I don't believe it. But we'll just keep going while it lets us. Okay. I think I've completely messed up on the face for Alolan Raticate. The form of the whiskers is not like this at all. And it has somewhat of a chin whisker thing going on. So yeah, there's that. In terms of the ears, I've also messed up on the shape. So what we can do is I can go in, and they say there's no erasing in ink. Kind of fill it in like that. Because I really, really like the shape of Alolan Raticate's ears, which I wasn't fully aware of until I just looked up at it right now. As for normal Raticate, I just gotta put in its tail. I was the fool not to look up a reference. I thought I had it down. It's got like these nipple fur things. Like for some reason on the image it has like fur right here and right here, as if to like indicate where the nipples are. Okay, so right before, like, hopefully before the thing completely dies, I'm gonna pull out, oh my goodness, it's a crumbling mess. I'm thinking of throwing out my my cheap watercolor palette. The one that I made out of an Altoids tin. This one. I'm thinking of throwing it out because after not using it for so long, the paints have completely like chipped and fallen out. There's just the paint is so cheap that there's just no binding to it at all. So it's completely fallen out. So I don't really want to deal with the mess that it is, but I do want to use it one more time before it's all gone. And I'm gonna use it to color this. Now my brush is all dry too, so I'm gonna have to add some water. It's all falling apart at the end. You're gonna get demonetized one of these days. Race against the battery. It's pretty amazing how references work. Wow. I swear. Even Raticate looked cute. How can you do that? I just do my best, Chica. I don't know what to say. Okay, so I got my can of water. I don't know. Where's my... Oh, gosh, I'm gonna run out of time. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Is it in here? It's probably in this Altoids tin, where I have my little water dropper. So I can pop that in, grab some water, toss it in my water brush. There we go. screw that back on so it doesn't spill. Ugh. Okay. I'm worried about this water brush. I haven't used it in so long. I feel like it's like probably got mold in it or something. Okay, what am I gonna do? I just literally finished drawing this, so it's possible if I start watercoloring on it, it might smear the ink. But we're just gonna go for it. I can't be bothered to care, because we are running out of batteries fast. But hey, I didn't get to say hi to Leonard. Hello, Leonard. Thanks for coming by. By the way, YouTube and Twitch alerts suck. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh yeah, the stream alerts are nice. Wait a minute. Did I get an alert for something? Let me go back up. Nailed it. Oh, how convenient. To quote Wallace DA, if you want better quality, buy me a better camera. You can also make requests. I do. Tails is like my wingman over here. Fashionably late as always. You're always fashionable, whether you're late or early. Hello, everybody. Or goodbye if I'm actually late. Too many special medias. I lose track of where social medias. Yeah, I can't keep track of them. If only 1% of your following donated $1, you could do this for life. I know, right? If like everyone, if 1,000 people are into your stuff and 1,000 people give you $1, you've made $1,000. Oh yeah, the stream alerts. Let's see. Okay. In the future, you can do this first so it would be dry by the end. Oh, watercolor doesn't take that long. I'm gonna think a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, or maybe a lot of this right in there. Maybe a tiny bit of this to dull it down, a little more of this, a lot more of this. A little more of this, a little more of this. A little more water. Okay, let's try that. Doesn't take too long for watercolor to dry usually. In fact, as you watercolor, you're racing against the clock. You're trying to get your colors in before it dries on the paper. So there's that. And then also, you could also just use a hairdryer if it starts to dry too fast. I mean, if it doesn't dry fast enough. What am I saying? Yeah, if it doesn't dry fast enough, you can use a hairdryer to blow it. Can you imagine if that's how it works? It's drying too fast! Quick, blow it with air! Let's see. All of this. Yeah, because if your watercolor dries a little too fast and then you try to paint over it again, it creates the hard edge lines. The hard edge round boy. No, not as nice as hard edge round boy. Which sometimes, you know, if you can control the way it falls, it could leave some nice shapes. But if you're trying to make it look really smooth and stuff and it comes out in patches, that's not good because that's not what you wanted. As with anything in art, it's fine as long as it's what you wanted. I'll put in some more pigment to indicate like shadows, even though I'm not gonna really shade it very much. And then just throw in a bit more on this side. Ooh boy, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Is it gonna finish the stream? Am I gonna finish the stream? So, this might be a little tricky if I can't figure out how to make the battery lives a little longer in going forward. Okay, so the belly is a lot more yellow. I'm gonna mix a lot more yellow into that, which I already had. And to make it paler, I'm just gonna dab the water out. Maybe some blue. It's a little too yellow, I think. I'm gonna put a little more crimson and some blue in to make it more of a brown. Let's see if that works. Eradicate! Hard Edge Round Boy's cousin. Hard Edge Line Boy. I'm gonna add that to your quotes. Oh my goodness. 15 or 30 minutes. Oh! It just cut out again. 15 or 30 minutes at the start where you do ink so it will be dry to color at the end. I think this ink is pretty nice and dry actually. It's holding up really well. Let's see. I just open and close the battery cover and it shows it's got like a lot of battery for some reason, even though just a second ago it was like completely empty. I don't know what's up with this guy. I'm gonna ask my friend tomorrow if there's any tricks to get past all of that. But I'm just gonna toss in some color. And then if it closes up again, I'll just end the stream there. Or I'll try to go a little longer until it just won't open anymore. Maybe I'll do that. I can be fast. I'm gonna just throw in some color, maybe a little shadow like that, a little more dark right down there. Maybe a little bit of pink on the inside for the mouth. I'm not gonna get distracted. Okay, what does our fat boy look like? I'm gonna put some of this in here, some of this, and then a whole lot of this. Uh-oh. I'm gonna mix up that paint that I was just grabbing. I didn't grab any more of the paint. Love that brush, by the way. The color is so refreshing. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Sorry about all the, like, crazy stuff that's going on with the camera. So, like, my friend lent me her camera, and, she didn't give me a cord or anything to, like, plug it in, but she gave me 2 battery packs, and she's like, oh, yeah, it should be perfectly fine to, like, last you, 1 stream. If it runs out, you can just plug in the other battery. I'm like, okay, cool. So I had one charging and I had the other one going, and then it ran out and I was like, oh no. So I put in the other one and it was going. And now both of them are just out. So I do have the other one charging right now. I might pop it in a little later, just to see if I can get any more out of it. But, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go out and find a way to plug it in so that it's just... There it goes again. Yeah, let me try the other battery real quick, and if this one doesn't work, I'm just gonna end the stream with a sign out. But this is good. I'm mostly doing this stream live because every stream is live. I'm mostly doing this with you know, drawing on camera because I didn't want to be dealing with this stuff when I'm doing actual Inktober. I wanted to test it out first, and now I know that not only is the quality a little off, which I need to work on. Oopsies, that's not what I want. But the battery life is definitely not up to par of what I wanted. So, thanks for putting up with me today, you guys. But I think in the long run, it will probably be beneficial to know this stuff ahead of time. And I think I'm still gonna be able to get through one last dab of color right there, and maybe I can throw in some blue fur right in the end, and I think that's about it. Like that. It's still going. It's not cutting out yet. I just want to finish off some of the shading as long as it's letting me. This is like literally racing against the clock. Isn't this exciting, you guys? And throw in some blue. And boom. I think that will do it. Alright, guys. There's our Rattata, not Rattata, Raticate and Alolan Raticate. They're very angry at each other. I don't know where Raticate is looking. Maybe he's looking at his teeth. He's definitely looking at him, but got it all a little bit mixed up. Hey, there they are. So let me catch up with the stream. I'm gonna add that to your quote. You gotta be so quick. Love that brush, by the way. The water, the color is refreshing. Oh, SpaghettiOs. Yikes. Uh-oh, blackout. Angry boys. Success! I read that in my head with the announcer voice from Super Smash Brothers. Success! Jeopardy theme plays. Watercolor speed run. Nice. All right. Well, thank you guys for the stream. Thank you, everyone. We we were really tempting fate at the end there, but I think we've gotten through Sorry about the quality of the stream. I will try to put my camera somewhere else and hopefully you know, get it to focus a little nicer so that it's really nice and crisp when you guys are watching me draw. If it's really bad, I think we'll just have to do something else for the month of October. But other than that, yeah, come back next week. If I can fix all of these issues, we will be drawing Inktober. Again, if you missed it earlier in the stream, because it was like way early in the stream, I will be posting the Inktober drawings to Instagram. If you want to follow me there and see them every day as they come out. And again, a link to my Patreon, just so that it's there. You know, because I will be posting the links, the Inktobers there too. Good luck to anyone who's doing Inktober this year. Woo! I'm out of breath. And until next time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.